Fala galera, bem-vindos a mais um episódio de Sonoridades, cada vez mais internacional, cada vez mais épico. A gente bateu um papo com o Tobias Sammet, da Avantasia, do Edguy, como todo mundo já deve conhecer, um dos maiores cantores, produtores e criadores do metal internacional. A Avantasia está voltando aqui para o Brasil agora no final de novembro, depois de ter passado pelo Bangers, ter feito um dos melhores shows do evento. Está vindo agora para um show solo, novamente aqui no país, com agora um disco Here Be Dragons, tocando várias coisas legais. Tem a Creep Show, que foi o tema de Halloween de muitos lugares. A gente falou sobre isso, sobre ópera rock, sobre Meatloaf. Passeamos por música digital. Falamos de muitas coisas. Espero que vocês gostem. Curtam, compartilhem, façam chegar onde tem que chegar. Aqui em cima você vê alguns links que você pode gostar. Aqui embaixo você tem outros para compartilhar. Com vocês, Tobias Sammet. First of all, thank you so much for your time and for this interview.
Thank you. Thank you
I'm,
for having me and for being interested in what I'm having to say.
I'm a huge fan of you since Edguy and Avantasia and everything else.
Thank
So
you.
it's nice to talk with you. So this is not your first time here in Brazil, but this will be your second time from in this year here in Brazil.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we've been there in April. April or May. No, it was April.
In Bangers and now for a solo concert. So what can you spoil about the set list? Because now this is a huge concert, you have more time, you have a lot of guests. So what can spoil?
It's gonna be longer. It's gonna be longer than the set we played at Bangers Open Air. And we're gonna play some of the songs we played at Bangers Open Air. We're also gonna play some stuff that we played in Europe on the previous tour. And we're also gonna have some surprises that we haven't played in a long time, stuff off of the metal opera. So I won't, of course, reveal the set list now, but it's gonna be a huge set list. It's gonna be many songs. It's gonna be something for everybody. We have a new album. The tour is called Here Be Dragons. But of course, when you have 10 albums out, you don't just focus on the new album because I know we have to play Reach Out for the Light, we have to play Farewell, we have to play Dying for an Angel and the Scarecrow. There are certain songs, if we leave them out, we will get crucified. So, so we will do those songs, but we'll throw in a couple of surprises as well.
Since we talk about Here Be Dragons, there's a lot of songs that I can imagine that play very well on a set list. You can build a set list around them.
Absolutely. I don't really think about what it's going to be live when I write the songs, what is going to happen, how the songs will translate to a stage situation. But I knew, for example, that Creep Show, and I knew in advance that some people would say, "Oh, it sounds more like Edguy. Oh, it's not classical power metal." I knew that. Whatever you do, there will always be some people who will complain, and it's their right to complain. But of course, you have to do what you feel like. And I knew when I wrote the song and when the first demo was done, I knew this would be a smash song live. It would work amazingly well, incredibly well. And that song proved to work amazingly live. And then we have songs like we're gonna do. I can promise we will play Against the Wind and Avalon and The Witch. We're gonna do some of those songs, and they work live next to the old and classic material beautifully. Against the Wind is a perfect Avantasia song. It could have been on the metal opera. It could have been on Scarecrow. I mean, the lyrics are of course different, but the song, it could even have been on Hellfire Club with Edguy. It's my DNA. And I think many of the songs that I wrote, even though they are new songs and they're not necessarily repetitive, I think they work very well next to the old and classic material. So I think it's a good album. But I have to say, when you have released 10 albums, or 20 in my case, including the albums I wrote for Ed Guy, um, it is, of course, the more albums you create, the more albums people have to can relate to, and the
Yeah,
more albums will be in competition to the new stuff that you do, and people will say, "Oh, it's a not a bad album, but I prefer Theater of Salvation."
yeah.
Yeah, good,
And
fine,
this is fans being fans.
and that's fine. And I'm not any different. I mean, I always see it as a music producer as well, and as a singer and songwriter and band leader. But of course, in my heart, I'm a Kiss fan. You know, I'm a fan of Ronnie James Dio. I'm a fan of Ozzy Osbourne. I'm a fan of King Diamond. When he does a new album, will I like it as much as I love Conspiracy? No, because Conspiracy is my childhood. That was the album I was blasting on 10 when I was a kid. When life was dragging me down and I wanted to rebel against whatever, I blasted Sleepless Nights. I
Yeah,
just cranked it up. Nothing competes with Conspiracy to me.
yeah, it's always about how we feel, or how we relate it, or how we remember the song.
Absolutely.
I feel,
And that's good. Hmm?
yeah, I feel the same with A Night at Opera of Queen or Edguy Theater of Salvation. I feel the same.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's good. Nothing beats nostalgia and the connection we make with a record, because we think of glorious times back in the day when we were younger, when we were being on a trip, on a school trip with our classmates, when we were getting drunk for the first time, and all these little things. It's a journey back on memory lane. It's a trip down memory lane, and that's the soundtrack of our lives. And that's good. That's perfect. That's what music is for.
Yeah. I want to talk about Creepshow because Creepshow was kind of Halloween hit in some places. How,
You mean not Halloween with an E, but Halloween with an A?
yeah,
Halloween.
Halloween. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, the video was quite Halloween-esque.
yeah.
It was really funny, and it was a very, very. I didn't wait even for the question. I'm sorry, I interrupted you. I was just
No,
starting to
that's okay.
talk.
The song became a hit in some Halloween parties here in Brazil or some places because of the video and the energy of the song, you know?
Yeah, and that's funny, because I also think, I mean, Avantasia music is winter music. It's scary music. It's not scary. It's not scary, but it's like sinister. It's a bit like Tim Burton weird horror, but not evil splatter horror, but rather with a it's got a tongue-in-cheek approach, and it's very mystical, I would say, and it's I like the song because it's a party song, but the whole environment, the atmosphere, it's very, very grotesque and a bit spooky, and a bit odd and weird at the same time. And I remember when we shot the video, which was quite an expensive video, but we went to a place in York, in North England, and we rented a full castle, a medieval castle, and we the whole castle, and we had a cast of probably 40 or 50 people working on the set of the video shooting, and I had never done anything of this scope. It was just, I came there and I felt almost like being home, even though that castle was a bit strange. It was a bit spooky, I have to say. And when it was getting dark, I wouldn't have stayed there on my own, even though I don't believe there are ghosts wandering around. But it was, the whole atmosphere was great, and with all the costumes, and with all the ghosts that we had in the video, that was something that I really liked it. It was a great experience.
And since you talk about Halloween, I'm a huge Halloween fan. That's why
Yeah,
I
me
always
too.
said Halloween with E because
Yeah,
it's
yeah, yeah,
it's
absolutely,
automatic.
absolutely. Yeah.
Well, I know that Avantasia do a lot of immersive concerts. This is a great character, a great reference for Avantasia. What will be different on this tour here in Brazil for November?
we will do our set. We will do a longer set. We will have, a different combination of singers on stage. It will be not so much different from the show that we did at Bangor's Open Air, even though at Bangor's Open Air we had a rendition of our stage, which was not, it tried to mimic the European stage, but it did not really do that. And I'm all about detail. I'm all about detail. I went there and I said, that's a bit weird. It's not what I imagined. It looks more like a Lego castle. And I didn't want a Lego castle. I wanted a Tim Burton castle. I wanted a haunted, weird, ruined, eerie, creepy, crawly castle. And that was like more like it was it was almost as if Germans had built it. Everything was straight and everything was very, very neat and clean and well sorted. And I thought, that's not what a spooky Avantasia castle is supposed to be. Anyway, so we will come with a more neutral stage, but we'll have all the stuff on the back. We will have all the backgrounds and the surroundings, and we will have a great lineup. But the music will do the talking, and that's something I've always cherished as a music fan, and also as a band leader or planner of shows, my own shows. It's I want a show, but I don't want the show to get in the way of the music. And I'm fully aware there are bands who are very, very great at making something different and getting alter egos. And so I just recently got a lot of flack for apparently saying that Tobias Sammet does not understand bands who wear masks. It's not true. I'm the biggest Kiss fan. I'm the biggest King Diamond fan. All I was saying was that nowadays it's more bands with gimmicks than bands without gimmicks. And that was just what I was wondering about. But these days, everybody has to misunderstand something. So all I wanted to say is that I don't, personally, for me, I don't want a show that gets in the way of the music. I want the show to accompany the music. And that's all I was trying to say. And I think with Avantasia, we always found a great balance. But I have no problem with King Diamond or Powerwolf or Kiss or Alice Cooper who do what they do really well. Ghost, great band. I love what they do. They put on a good show. But I think those bands use the show effects as an amplification of their whole thing, and not just to, hey, we need some attention. The record company told us to dress like whatever, robots, and now we are the robot kings. That was what I was referring to, but to each their own. I have no problem with anybody doing whatever they believe in.
Yeah, there's always been some people who thinks they know everything, and people that try to understand what we say and then apply on the context of what we're saying.
And it's like these days you're having a conversation with somebody and you're talking about a topic, and sometimes I'm a motor mouth. So sometimes I speak out my mind, but just like talking to a friend and saying, I don't understand that, but I do that. But these days, everything is squeezed into 140 characters on little X messages and on Instagram, and everybody is just looking for a catchphrase, a headline that will be controversial, so everybody can give you a shitstorm. Yeah, so
Yeah.
be it. Fuck off and give me a shitstorm. I don't fucking care. But it's I know what I said. I know what I mean, and I love bands with masks, just not the crappy ones. That's basically what I said.
Yeah, and everybody always, it's like fans being fans every day.
Feels rusty goes fuse the way. The pounding sound of steps on fallen leaves. You contemplate the bleak arrival of times and rights, a face in levity. The sense of time rained down to bury the child that you have been.
Um, Avantasia has 10 albums, 25 years of a huge career. Of We have a kind of a metal all-star vocals, a metal all-star band, and I know this is a kind of tricky question, but which album do you think is the best Avantasia album? Not in terms of music or production, but in terms of a meaning for people, like a meaning to you, related to you. What do you think?
That's difficult to say. I think a very personal album for me was the Moonglow album, and also the Moonglow album was an important album for me to make lyrically. Also, the Scarecrow, the whole trilogy. I think there was a very smart combination of a fairy tale concept based on the Faust story, based on spiritual questions, but also incorporating my own feelings and thoughts on topic. And apart from that, I think yeah, probably the Scarecrow is an album. It's the first album that I've ever done that if an alien would come to our knock on my door, which I think is not a very likely scenario, but when you're asked, like, if an alien comes knocking at your door and wants you to give him an album that describes your music best, I would probably give him the Scarecrow.
I'm just a loser in a game of love. I'm just a stray boy in the shade. And how I wish to know what love is like, to find someone to contemplate. What's my son of a million mountains? Gonna question eternal dust. Damn it, I've got to contain. While walking through the fog, getting deep into the black. What's the psychiatric train? Take care of me. Those who
But I know that a lot of people love the metal opera and also Hellfire Club and Vainglory Opera and some people say that I have a problem with those albums and don't like them because they're power metal and whatever. No, I don't have no problem with it at all. I really appreciate. I'm happy I did those albums. Those albums were the best I could do at the time, and they were the right albums to be done at the time. And if they had an impact on people, I am very, very thankful. I gave my best, just like I gave my best for the last record I've done. I've always given my best, and that was all I could do at the time, and I'm happy with it. And if I play Reach Out for the Light when we come to São Paulo, and the moment I play Reach Out for the Light, I feel it's like a home run. This is me. I think Reach Out for the Light is still for me the song that defines the metal opera 1 and 2 best. And that song is still one of my favorite Avantasia songs. I have no problem with those albums, just for the record, in case somebody questions it. I just think, some of the lyrics I wrote back then were a bit bulky and a bit, things could have been phrased a little more eloquently, but it is what it is. I'm happy. It may sound cocky, but I'm happy with everything I've done. Maybe the production of Kingdom of Madness. I would probably change something about that, but that's everything.
reach out for the light, far beyond your sight. Every thought
really like the way you think, because there are not so many artists that say, well, this is what I think, this is what I like about my work, this maybe I will change, because every artist I kind of like to say, okay, this is my best, and will always be my best, you know?
Yeah, but I could not say it because it's like my career is not. It's not like the Olympics. I never approached music like the Olympics. I never, if somebody says, "Oh, do an album that is better than this," and I can't, because Mandrake is the best Mandrake album I could have ever written. That's Mandrake. That's why it's Hellfire Club. Metal Opera Part 1. I can't do Metal Opera Part 3 because it will always be compared to Metal Opera Part 1. And I will always prefer the Part 1 because that's the album that is that album. Period.
Yeah.
The Scarecrow did not want to be the metal opera. And I did not try to be. I was trying to not to deliver something to please the fans, but first and foremost, to write an album I love and I'm convinced of, and I could do at the time. And time had moved on. It was 6, 7 years later when I wrote The Scarecrow and produced it. I had gathered new experience. I was in a different place in my life. I had more experience as a musician. I had a different approach. And then you do something new. And it's great. It's also great. You shouldn't ask like, does this compare to what I've done? No, it has the same roots. It has some of the same trademarks, but still, it's a different thing. They are both children of me, but I did not try to genetically copy one child and make a clone and a clone and a clone and a clone to make them compete with each other. I don't want my children to compete with each other. They're all beautiful individuals, completely different, tall and small and big and skinny and interested in physics, interested in music. In you know, you have I have 20 children now in music. My 20 albums. They're all different, and I love them all. And none of them, the older ones are not worse than the younger ones. I may have changed in the way I educate them, in the way I brought them up, the way I produced them. I may have had more experience. I love them all. And that's how I approach it. And I will make another baby soon, the new album, and I'm gonna love it, and I'm gonna give my everything to that album, and I will love it. And if the public tears it to pieces, then I will tear the public to pieces. The way you defend your babies.
Okay, Toby, this will be my last question. And Avantasia, for some opera rock fans like me, sounds like the brother of Meatloaf albums.
Oh,
I'm a huge fan of Meatloaf.
me
I,
too.
I have all the records, vinyls, and everything else around my room here. So how do you see these opera rock? I mean, genre. Do you like it? I know you like it because you made Avantasia, but how do you see nowadays? Because people seems like to not get something related to.
I mean, the times have changed. I mean, those songs were big because they were long songs. They were songs that took sometimes 2 or 3 minutes. Bad out of hell, the chorus stuff. I would do anything for love. You know, it's like it's got an intro of 2 minutes. I haven't counted,
Yeah.
but those songs. It's like arranged and composed like opera, like we did in "Let the Storm Descend Upon You." The first chorus comes after 3.5 minutes. 3.5 minutes. Most rock songs these days on Spotify. Usually, when you listen to an album on Spotify, on if it's hip hop music, after 3.5 minutes, you are already in song number 5. For me, you have not even reached the chorus. So it's a different approach to music these days, and it's not a very art friendly approach. Everything has to be stripped down, and I may come across like a fucking boomer, but it's the way it is. I don't say everything was better in the past. With the witch trials and everything, not so funny. They chopped people's heads off and burned them to death, and it wasn't. Not everything was better in the past, but the music, it was more art friendly. It was more free. It was not. There were not so many subgenres, and you were not punished for having long songs. I mean, if somebody listens to Halloween's "Keeper of the Seven Keys" part, no, the song "Keeper of the Seven Keys," you know. Halloween will make as much money as a hip hop artist gets when somebody listens to his 90-second song. So I once spoke to a record company guy, and he said, like, oh, you should be at the chorus after 30 seconds because people don't have the attention span, and the Spotify algorithm will kick you in the nuts if you don't follow that recipe. And I said, but I can't do it. It's not my music. 30 seconds at the chorus. 30 seconds. When I was listening to my first records, after 30 seconds, that was just when the little noise of the record player needle stopped to make noise and strutters started. Uh, that was, it's just everything has become so, the attention span is so small that I think that's why the music that people like Meatloaf or also Queen, and also Halloween and Iron Maiden, Rhyme of the Ancient Mariner, um, I think those songs get punished for being long. And if you're a young band starting out to play that kind of music, it's getting difficult not to find friends of that music because we exist. People like you and me, we exist and we cherish, we love that kind of music and we appreciate it and we appreciate that approach. But it's really difficult to get the promotion from the algorithms of the whole distribution scenario these days. And that's a little bit sad because I really love long songs that tell a story. I love Bat Out of Hell and I love Objects in the Rearview Mirror
Yeah.
May Appear Closer Than They Are, and I would do anything for love. And as I said, All the Fools Sail Away by Dio,
Yeah.
and At the Gates, At the Graves from King Diamond. I love those long epic songs. And I mean, I wrote a couple too. So, but it is what it is. I won't complain. It is what it is. Nobody can stop true music from being produced. And I have faith Steve Harris will come up with a few more 15-minute songs
Yeah.
with 200 choruses at the end. Steve, I
Yeah.
apologize, Steve. I love Iron Maiden. It's a trademark.
Me too. Me too.
I'm gonna get flack for this again. Okay, I'm sorry. I apologize. I love Iron Maiden. I'm one of the biggest Iron Maiden fans. Hey, I'm allowed to say that.
Yeah, me too. That's okay. Toby, thanks so much for your time. I really appreciate it. Sorry for my poor English.
No, no, no. It's absolutely fine. I got everything, and it's way better than my Portuguese.
No, you speak Portuguese very well.
Well, yeah. No.
Okay, thanks so much for your time. I really appreciate it. Hope to see you soon here in Brazil.
Thank you very much. See you in 3 weeks.